Hi, and welcome to my kitchen. So happy you could be here today. It's hard to believe that I'm going into my 7th year as president at Reynolds Community College. Sometimes it feels like it went like this. Just yesterday we arrived in Virginia, and then sometimes it feels like I've been here for a lot longer. Anyhow, 23-24, the year behind us academically, was a banner year for the college with historic investments, grants, opportunities from our localities, from our philanthropic partners, from our employer partners, investing in what we do because they're excited about our work, as are we. And as we look forward to year 7, my year 7, and the 24-25 academic year, there are 2 things that are on my mind. Number 1 is impact. All of the investments we've made, in our facilities, in our faculty, in our people, in our programs, in our curriculum, in our relationships with employers, all of those investments, we will start seeing the true impact this year. Another thing that I'll be really focusing on greatly is investing in our people. They get the job done and deliver on our mission every single day. So we are going to be making some significant investments in them, in their professional development, so that they can contribute their best work to Reynolds. Hope everybody is staying cool this summer. It is a hot one here in Richmond. But today, speaking of hot, summer, Richmond, I am going to make with you one of my favorite summer salads. It's super healthy, it's refreshing, it goes with just about anything, super easy to make, very little cooking involved, just a lot of chopping and putting some great ingredients together. So why don't we get started? So in this dish, we have 3 ears of corn that are cooked quickly, about 3 minutes in hot water, and then cooled. We have 2 red peppers, 2 avocados, a bunch of cilantro, 1 medium shallot, 2 cloves of garlic, and 3 limes. We also have 2 cans of black beans, which I have drained and rinsed, and then a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. We have some sugar, a little salt, and a little cayenne pepper for some kick. Why don't we start putting it together? Let's put that corn in the water, and then we can get started on some chopping. Okay, so as I mentioned, there's not a lot of cooking other than cooking that corn, but there is a lot of chopping in this salad, some squeezing of lime juice, so why don't we get started chopping our vegetables. I like to have my red peppers diced. I don't like big chunks of red pepper, so I try to dice them pretty finely. And again, not a hard recipe, but a lot of chopping that's involved. While I'm chopping, corn's been in the water for about 3 or 4 minutes, so I'm going to take it out and let it cool off in the bowl so that when I'm cutting the kernels off, I don't burn my fingers. Pro tip. So we're going to let these 3 cool off while I finish chopping the rest of my vegetables. And if you can see this steam, I've heard friends in the culinary world call this the chef facial. So now you can handle the corn. See, it's hot still, but not where you're going to burn your fingerprints off. So I'm just going to cut it right into the bowl where I'm going to make the salad. Okay, so the hardest part is now in the rearview mirror. Throw away the corn. Thank you for your sacrifice. So now we're going to move this corn, separate the kernels, and then we're going to start throwing in all of the other vegetables that go into the dish. So the 2 cans of black beans that have been drained and rinsed into the bowl. 2 tablespoons of sugar into the bowl. 2 teaspoons of salt in the party. And 1/4 of cayenne, because we want to give it a little kick. Now, So almost all of the guests are in our party bowl. Just a few more ingredients left. So we start with just 9 tablespoons of good olive oil. We're gonna mix these guys up now. Let's all become friends. Truly one of my absolute favorite summer salads, packed with proteins from the beans, and the flavors all together are fantastic. The real flavor comes from what we're about to do next, and that is the zest of 1 lime and the juice of 3 limes. Now, another pro tip a chef taught me, always zest the lime before you juice it. Once it's juiced, it's impossible to zest. So we're gonna take a handy dandy zester and just give it the light, because you don't want to get too much of the pith, so you want to make sure that you're just zesting the green part. Once you get to the white, stop. I think we got all we're going to get from this fruit. So now we're ready to start juicing the lemons. Now, my husband knows my favorite Christmas gifts are always fun little kitchen gadgets. So a couple of Christmases ago, my little juicer. So I'm going to use my handy dandy juicer to get the juice of the 3 limes that we have. So now we're going to add the lime juice, the last ingredient before the final ingredient, which we would typically not put on until this has been marinating for at least 4 hours. The longer, the better, but we don't have the time for that today. So lime juice, give that. So again, normally I would let this sit in the refrigerator for at least 4 hours. When I'm visiting and bringing this salad someplace, I make it the night before, and then right before leaving and putting it in a bowl, that's when I'll chop up the 2 avocados. But to give you an idea of what it finally looks like, we'll do that now. Probably not the right way to chop an avocado, but this is how my mom did it all the time. This is how I watched her do the chopping of avocado, so it's just how I chop my avocado. So now that the avocado is in there, we're just gonna toss this. We're gonna put this in a pretty bowl, because we always want the stuff we work on really hard to look pretty when we present it. And there you are, my favorite summer salad, and many people's favorite too. I am a bookworm, no 2 ways about it, and one of the things I love most about summer is really taking the time to read for pleasure. My favorite place in the summertime, Paula Pando on a beach chair, the toes in the sand, and a book in hand. And this summer I've gone through probably about 7 books. I've got 2 more in the office that are on leadership and wonderful things to help me sharpen the saw. But this summer I had the opportunity to get through 7 books, and they've been amazing. Not all of them amazing, but most of them. My 2 very favorites, though, are by Irish authors. One is Angela's Ashes, which is a book that was actually written in the 90s, and I thought, how did I not read Angela's Ashes when it was contemporary and out new? I was a new mom, that's why. And the other was the sequel, long-awaited sequel to a wonderful book called Brooklyn by Colm Tóibín, and the sequel is called Long Island, and that might be my favorite book from this summer. Thanks for joining me in my kitchen today. It was a lot of fun. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the summer, and do not forget, classes begin on August 26th.